KY3 News on the Ozarks CW starts now.
Missouri moved to save lives 1 year ago. The impact paramedics are seeing on the opioid crisis.
Plus, our fugitive of the week, the Greene County woman on the run after a police chase.
New details also on the childhood of the man accused of the Florida mass shooting. First, though, breaking news. Arkansas State Police have issued an Amber Alert for a missing 1-year-old girl.
And the suspected kidnapper has a violent past. Justin Core joins us now. Justin, what do we know about this man?
Maria Paul, police believe the ex-boyfriend kidnapped the baby and her mother. They say this happened about an hour northeast of Little Rock. Take a good look right here. This is a picture of Cara Griffin. This little girl was last seen with her mother, Sarah, in Kensett, Arkansas, yesterday afternoon around 12:30. Cara is just 2 feet tall, 25 pounds, with sandy brown hair and brown eyes. Police think she and her mom are with this man, 29-year-old Gary Phillips. Here's why folks are worried. Investigators say Phillips has been abusive in the past and threatened to hurt them after Sarah broke up with him. He's about 6 feet tall with brown hair and blue eyes. If you see them or know where they are, call 911. But if you don't know where they are, you can still help. Just go to the KSPR or KY3 Facebook or Twitter pages and share their pictures to help get the word out. And a quick update, we just got a message from the local Kensett PD who said they wanted to inactivate the Amber Alert, not cancel it. And they're the only folks we've heard from who say it's inactive at this point. We can't reach them for a specific comment if these folks have been found or not, but we're working to get more information on that, and I'll bring that to you as soon as we get it. Maria, Paul.
Thank you, Justin.
Narcan went on shelves in Missouri pharmacies for anyone to buy 1 year ago today.
Now Springfield paramedics are sometimes using it more than a dozen times a shift. Lexi Spivak tells us about the fight to save lives.
12-year veteran paramedic Nick Perkins says he does everything he can to save lives. And he also tells me that it's not his decision to decide when people run out of chances.
It's human life, and I don't believe in a limit on chances. That's not what I do in my business. Everybody gets a second chance every time. And I will give this drug to the same person 3 times a day if I need to. And maybe the 3rd time it'll make a difference.
Nick Perkins says even though paramedics are sometimes using Narcan or naloxone a dozen times a day, there will be other days they don't use it at all. Then there's days they see repeat customers within a 24-hour period. So Narcan's use is hard to predict. The antidote can be administered through an IV or nasal spray. When I asked Perkins what he would say to those against the use of Narcan, he says people need to remember the opioid epidemic is not just for people of certain socioeconomic statuses. He says it's a community-wide issue, and its victims can be some of the least suspecting people.
There is no population that this is assigned to. This is our grandmothers, this is certainly young people, but it's our parents, it's everyone. Everyone who's found themselves put in a place where they have to use opiates for quality of life may find themselves addicted.
Now, coming up in just 30 minutes at the bottom of the hour, I'm going to give you some tips of what you can do if someone close to you could be addicted and what some of those warning signs might be. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Lexi Spivak.
Thank you, Lexi. Mercy Hospital says paramedics use 40 doses of Narcan on average every month.
We could hit a heat index near 100 this afternoon.
So what does it feel like right now? Here's Brandon with your bus stop forecast.
Beep, beep. Yeah, we're in the 70s now, much like yesterday. Off to a fairly decent start. 75 in Springfield, 71 at Mountain Grove. The numbers are almost identical to Monday morning. Camdenton back up to 75 now, 78 in Joplin, 75 in Harrison, and then 73s at West Plains and in Branson. Now, as far as the temps go, well, let me get off on the other side here. Much like we are right now, we'll hold steady. A lot of the kids are already on the bus, a few left to go. On the ride home, at least as hot as yesterday. I've actually added a degree here, and the heat index is close to 100 for some, 92 or so. And for the vast majority of us, it is going to be dry. One spot in the Ozarks that might actually see a storm this afternoon, but the main threat will be late tonight into tomorrow. I'll have a look at that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Brandon. Springfield police want your help finding this woman, 20-year-old Brandy Jackson. She's wanted on a felony warrant for resisting arrest after a police chase in May. It happened May 5th. Jackson is 5'2", 155 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. You can also see right here she has a piercing under her right eye. If you know where she's hiding, call Crime Stoppers at 869-TIPS. That's 869-8477. A cash reward is up for grabs. Your tip could get you up to $1,000.
A traffic stop in Oronogo turned into a pot bust. The Oronogo Police Department says it found almost a pound of weed Monday night. An officer pulled over a driver for expired plates. The officer says he then smelled weed. 3 people in that car got arrested on drug-related charges. The Springfield Police Chief says crime in the city went down in July. Chief Paul Williams says property crimes dropped more than 20%. We saw fewer burglaries, stolen cars, and robberies, we're told, compared to July of last year, and no homicides. But Springfield did see an increase in rape. Police investigated 5 more cases last month.
We're learning more about the Jacksonville shooter from court records filed during his parents' bitter divorce. They paint a picture of a young man facing mental illness and a chaotic home life. Kate Amara explains.
Sincerely, David Katz. That's how he signed both handwritten notes to the Howard County Circuit Court judge handling his parents' contentious and nearly decade-long divorce battle. That note found in the 27 volumes worth of official documents, shedding new light on the 2011 Hammond High School graduate and now accused Jacksonville mass shooter. Like the letter David Katz wrote to the judge on his 16th birthday, complaining that his mom had sent him to mental hospitals and he said has called the police on me about 20 times. That is something the family's former neighbors here in Columbia remember.
They had a pretty nasty divorce about 10 years ago, and police were constantly over here and it's just a very, very dysfunctional family.
David Katz grew up in the house across the street from him, a home where David Lyons now lives.
It's just so terrible. I mean, you know, poor people lost their lives. They were just playing some games. So it's really difficult. We're just sad that we're part of the news in this, that they lived here. So
before, during, and after Katz lived here, according to court documents, he had significant behavioral mental health issues, was taking antipsychotic medications, had been involuntarily committed at least 6 times, including a 97-day stay at Red Cliff Ascent in Utah. And that's where, the judge notes, David was diagnosed with dysthymia, which is like a chronic low-grade depression, as well as oppositional disorder not otherwise specified.
David Katz killed 2 people and injured 9 more when he opened fire at a video game competition, then killed himself before police arrived.
This right here is John McCain's desk in the U.S. Senate chamber there. You see the flowers on the desk. A series of services and ceremonies honoring Arizona Senator McCain will start tomorrow in Phoenix. Right now, the tribute's just pouring in from his colleagues. McCain died over the weekend from brain cancer at the age of 81. Colleagues shared emotional tributes on the Senate floor Monday afternoon. Meantime, the White House has once again lowered the flag to half-staff. The president kicked off a controversy with veterans groups yesterday when he wanted the flag raised. Trump later reversed course, signed a proclamation ordering the flag to be flown at half-staff again until Sunday. It's a big day at Fort Leonard Wood. Brigade General Donna Martin will be promoted to Commanding General and Command Sergeant Major of the Maneuver Support Center. She will be the first African American and first woman to hold that position. The ceremony starts this morning in about an hour and a half at 8:30. We plan to bring you an interview with that general later today.
The grand opening of Eden Village is also happening today. It's sponsored by the Giving Tree to help the homeless.